welcome to Brands Hatch in the Disaster. I've decided to go for this car, bring out retirement, give it a good little bit of spin. It is brilliant at this track, and I think it suits this car rather well. Getting a great start off the line. I've chosen to go for hard tyres. This is a long race, so hopefully 2 sets of hard tyres or maybe 1 set of hard and onto mediums might benefit as the quick fit Starline Honda Civic goes up in front. We've already made a 1 position, 2 positions, got rear-ended and from behind and getting a bit closer to the Honda Civic there, and then somehow they bounced off in a different direction. But hey ho, they have already a 0.3 second penalty and we are up into position 5, which is really not bad overall. There wasn't that many of us in this race. Brands Hatch is kind of odd, where it's either popular or it's not, and I don't know why. I find it an absolutely brilliant track. Let me know what you guys think of it down in the comments below. It's also nice to have the full version of this track as well for the touring cars, because I know Turn 10 like to give you the Brands Hatch Indy. As we're going up the inside of the Civic right now, we're going to really push our way through here, drag them out wide, and off in the gravel they go. Kind of cruel, but it worked. Coming over the curb we go, and out the other side, keeping the foot right down and turning in here, rolling around in 3rd gear still, scrubbing those front tyres and accelerating out the corner. We are now in position 4. I may sound a little bit better today. Things have improved. I have no longer as bad as I was. I'm a little bit better. I think this is probably my today or tomorrow is going to be the final day of feeling as awful as I do. Braking just before the 100-meter board, down in 3rd gear, turning in here and accelerating out the corner onto the curb. Up the hill we go, braking hard at the 100-meter board again, down in 2nd gear and turning in and trying to catch up to the Honda Civic up in front. You can see there's a Honda Civic, I think that's an Audi and an Audi. I have to double check as we get closer, but we are pretty obvious we have the Honda Civic up in front with its base colours. I quite like that Starline Honda Civic. It was quite different and I quite like the colours on it. It suited it quite well. So if you do see that, buddy, I did like your livery. And yeah, coming around here now, the helicopter is clearly not caring about us, but wanting to get a great view of the guys up in front. So we've got to try accelerate ourselves up to that position to also get the helicam view and get better sponsors. Braking 100-meter board here, over 3rd gear, over the curb we go, pushing it wide onto this curb here. Be careful, don't go over that curb. It can be done, but it can be brave as well. Braking down the 3rd gear here, over the curb we go. Keep off the grass here. Well, I went onto the grass, the Civic touched the grass. Oh, I gained as well. Okay. Yeah, so if you're going to go onto the grass, go onto the grass. Don't do what the Civic did. I've done that, what the Civic's done 100 times. It is so painful. But thankfully I went onto the grass and managed to hold onto it, which is also quite rare for it to happen. But we are now on a podium by the end of lap 2, start of lap 3, which I think is brilliant. We just got to find, really now, 5 seconds to Arch Newbie 24, who's in position 1, and Deadlift, which is 3.1 seconds ahead. Bearing in mind though, I'm not too sure what everybody's tyre strategies are, but that car went funkily slow through that corner there. Not sure. So, then again, they could be on medium tyres, I could be on hards. They're going to have to pit more than I am. Hopefully that's the idea anyway. It's been a while since I've done a long race. So, knowing what the strategy is for longer races, yeah, I don't know. I just picked hard tyres and let's see how long they last is the best way of going about it. Now we're coming around this corner. You want to do about 90-95 on hard tyres. 100-meter board down to 3rd gear. Over the curb on the right. Onto the curb on the left as you power in on. Downhill we go. Flat out through here. As soon as you see the 100-meter board again, click it down to 3rd gear. Onto the brakes. Totally missing the curb on the right hand side. And away we go. Braking again at the 100-meter board, down to 2nd gear, turning in, accelerating out the other side. And then flat out back down this section again. Until we get to the end of the grass, there is a road, a brake, that's my braking point. Down to 3rd gear, coming through here, gotta be mindful, the camera of the that part of the corner can really mess you up. And the last thing you want to do is go gravel castle building, because that is like a sandpit. A bit like this corner here, I'd rather take it slow and stay on, because if you go into that, it's hard to get out of. So yeah, preservation sometimes is the better way. Breaking down a second gear here, turning in and trying to catch up to deadlift up in front. Coming down here, 100-meter board, touch of the brakes, let the car rotate round. Look at that. That's what I've got to love about the Astra. The way this car handles is insane. It's really, really good. I say to people, it's like if the Golf and the Peugeot had a baby. The Astra is slow, yes. It's certainly not the fastest. I don't think it's as slow as the Peugeot though. The Peugeot is, once the top end gets in, it really does bog down. The Astra, it's not as fast as the Golf though, but it handles better than both of them. That's my opinion. It could also be my tune. But you get a perfect rear end slide rotation, and the back end points in the way you want it to, and the front end behaves in the way you want it to. Where I found the Peugeot, the back end steps out and then it'll grab and then pull the front end out, so you end up with a bit of oversteer and a flinging around understeer. The Golf was just grippy, so you didn't really get much understeer or oversteer. It was just all steer or no steer. And then this car here is a bit of tail out happiness, and it points in the direction you want it to. It's really, really good. And the engine sounds alright as well. Can't really grumble at that. Don't think it sounds as good as, let's say, some of the other touring cars, but it does alright. Not as bad as the Focus though. I find the Focus, when you change gear and the turbo comes off, it just sounds like someone's sneezing all the time, and it drives me nuts. I can't drive that thing just because of that. And the fart cam, which is the Veloster, no. But anyway, let me know what your favourite touring car is down in the comments below. It'd be very interesting to know. Whilst we do have a bit of breathing space, I'd like to take a moment out to thank our channel members, which are Jeffrey Anderson, Andy Good, DMC Motorsport, Sigmatic, Daniel Adams, John Burns, and AK47. Thank you guys very much for supporting the channel, and don't forget, if you enjoy what you're watching here, hit that subscribe button down below, leave me a comment and a like, and whatever else the YouTube likes at the moment. Breaking that 100-meter board here, over the curb we go, accelerating at the other side. We do have, oddly enough, the correct amount of fuel for this race. I'm not choosing to pit and add fuel to the car. I did get a comment the other day though, actually, talking about that. They said to me that it's better to have half the amount of fuel, or halfway through the race, and put in the other half amount of fuel you need to finish the race, because the time that it's taken you to pit and fuel is quicker than it is the time lost during the races, because you're slower. And I think the car in front had an incident by themselves. Told you that turn, well, the last corner can absolutely destroy you, because yeah, I'm not too sure what that was about. Oh, they've quit the race by the looks of it, because the car behind is Dragon Luke, which is 14.3 seconds away. I didn't realise how far away I'm getting from them. Okay, and Arch Newbie 24 is 9.1 seconds away. So they're getting away from me, and I'm getting away from the cars behind. Oh, this race is going to be all by myself. There's a song for that as well, but due to copyright reasons and my Madonna voice, I don't want to be singing it right now. So, where we go, and we do have that 0.4 second penalty, so at least we're not the only one on the leaderboard without a penalty, or with a penalty. Bobski's in this race, it's just Bobski 1888, and yeah, that's a shame. I wonder why that person quit. Is it because they couldn't catch up to P1, or because of their mistakes, or just got fed up with Brands Hatch? No idea. One of my favourite tracks, I think. It's brilliant, especially when you get each of the corners right, because you can gain so much time from doing so, but it can lose you so much time as well when you're really sending it, and you get to meet the old shadow realm of time lostness. Anyway, tyres are looking pretty golden at the moment. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Anyway, let me know down in the comments below. Is it better to start with the correct amount of fuel for the whole lap, or the whole race, sorry? Or is it better to spend the time half of the fuel, fill up at the pit stop, a little bit more in the pit stop, and finish the race. What is the correct way or the quicker way? Coming up to the start of lap 11, tyres on the front are on minor wear. Rear tyres are pretty happy chilling, not doing much by themselves. We are 15 point whatever seconds away from position 1, 25.1 seconds, 25.2 seconds away from Dragon Luke behind, and Bobski 34 seconds away. Interesting, really, because I'm losing time from position 1, which obviously they haven't pitted yet, so they are on hard tyres. Now they might be in A, a quicker car than me, or B, just quicker than me in general. And I think, to be fair, 15.9 seconds is not too bad overall, but it's in a really weird situation, because usually you group with cars and, you know, things like that, and position 1's on by themselves, position 2's by themselves, position 3 by themselves, and I'm not, oh, Bobski's gone, so position 4 and 5 are obviously friends with each other. Like, I don't mean it that they know each other are friends, but they're together, because unless Bobski's quit, but 40.8 seconds away, it's hard to see, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, unless Bobski went off the track, I'm not too sure. Anyway, we're all by ourselves doing our own laps, you know, we have nobody around us. So it is kind of weird. Now, position 1 has chosen not to pit again, which means either they are extending it so they can go to medium tyres like I am planning on doing, because we don't have that many laps left to go. But I was hoping, oh, I'm on moderate wear on the front now, I was hoping that they might pit now and have to go on hards again. I was hoping they'll have to go on hards regardless and I could just extend it out, but I guess that isn't going to happen. Their tyres might be in a better condition than mine. I know the Astra isn't the most gentle vehicle on tyres. So, both front tyres are now on moderate wear. Rear tyres are not too far off being on minor wear, to be fair. I'm cooking up the inside of the front tyre. Dragon Luke has gone into pits. And position 3 is 42 seconds away. Wow, okay. 42 seconds away. Although, don't forget though, all the people are going to the pits. Yep, people are pitting different times than I am. Yeah. So somebody might have already gone into the pits. They're going to be punched down the pecking order because other cars are catching up and overtaking. 17.3 seconds away from position 1, who has gone into the pits. And yeah. Well, my turn to go into the pits, I think, because these tyres are pretty well goosed. There's not much left on them, and you can hear it. Look at that, I'm just turning in to come in here, and they're screaming up blue murder. There we go, look at that. Car does need a wash, so hopefully they might wash the car for me. You never know. Jumping ahead to lap 14, well, the end of lap 14 to the start of lap 15. I presume, and Arch Newbie up in front is on medium tyres as well. I don't think the softs would last. I'm not 100% sure, I could be wrong. But they are 19 seconds away now. And Dragon Luke is 32 seconds away. And Bobski is still in the race. There we go. 46 seconds away. Everybody is 20 seconds away from each other. Almost. That's crazy. It's such an unusual race that we have been so randomly mismatched or incorrectly matched that everybody is in a different tier, if you understand what I mean. It's so weird. I don't get me wrong, I'm still massively enjoying this race. Brands Hatch in the Astra, golden, cannot grumble at that, but the mismatchedness is just makes me laugh. Like, usually, ooh, that was close to a penalty. I could have got a penalty for that one, but yeah, it's so unusual for this to happen. I think it's probably happened to me once before. You know, usually, let's say you get position 1, 2, and 3, maybe 4 are off long gone together and they're racing together and pulling away from the pack. And then you have 4, 5, 6, 7, they're in their own little group. And everybody has their own little group where we are just all by ourselves. And you can just look at it on a map, like, you know, nobody really is with each other. It's just so different. So different. But thankfully, the crowd are going wild. As you can see, banners and balloons and everything cheering us on as we're coming around. A few more laps to go. And we are 19 seconds away from Arch Newbie up in front. And 35 seconds away from the cars behind. So, I mean, 35 seconds away. If anything was to go wrong, Arch Newbie has to lose 20 seconds for me to be able to capitalize upon that, which is a very serious incident. So let's say they forget to brake, go on, hit the wall, then into the gravel. When they rejoin the track, fell off the track again, hit the other wall, another gravel, and then start dancing in the middle of the road, then I might be able to catch up that time. But I don't think that's going to be the case. With me and Dragon Luke, well, you know, I'm going to have to pull over, get a cup of tea, toasted tea cake, sit down, chat with people, get some photographs, signatures, and think about putting my shoes on, get someone else to tie my laces, and yeah, just trying to think of ways to burn time, and someone else tying your shoelaces was one of them for some reason. Anyway, moving on. Lap 17, well, come end of lap 17, start of lap 18. So we only have 2 laps to go. We are magically 21.5 seconds away from Arch Newbie up in front, 43 seconds away from Dragon Luke, and 54 or 55 seconds away from Bobski behind. There's a tic-tac, oh, not a tic-tac, a blob on the map behind me. I have just lapped somebody. So, yeah, it's unusual, but they were definitely far behind. And credit where credit's due as well. I'm not going to say that the person's slow or anything like that. Credit where credit's due that you are still racing, still, you know, and still practicing. And thank golly for the ghosting system as well, that when you go to lap someone, they are ghosted. Because then they know they're not going to get in your way, and you're not going to get in their way, or you're not going to have any kerfuffles. That person is still constantly going. It's a 30-minute race, and they've been here for almost 27, 28 minutes. So remember, people, credit where credit's due, you know. We were all new once. Cracky, I was slow as hell when I first started, and yeah, still am. So coming around here now and extending out the other side, we have set a best lap time of a 133.717. Although my tyres are looking pretty good, by the looks of it now, soft tyres will never have worked, which I'm kind of grateful I didn't go for the soft tyres. 22.8 seconds away from the car in front, so they must have gone mediums as well. Yeah, it's a shame that and this didn't happen, but they're obviously setting perfect laps every time as well. We're close to being consistent on our lap times, bar a couple of attempts here or there. Sometimes we benefit, sometimes we don't. I do need to work on a bit more consistency, but yeah, we all do. Being perfectly consistent every time is ever so difficult. But we are now on our final lap. We are making it through this corner, out the other side, onto that curb. It's one of the corners there I massively struggle with, but we came out the other side, glowing 3 attempts down our best lap. It's quite a lot actually. But breaking the 100-meter board, down the 4th gear, letting it coast around here, starting to apply the power a bit more, onto the curb on the left, see the 100-meter board there, look at the 3rd gear, over the curb here, accelerating out the other side, really pushing the limits of this car here. Look at that, we gained a 10th and a half there. Over the curb again, and ooh, getting close to what the Honda Civic did there. Not gonna lie, that was very close. Oh, there we go. Bound of 3 attempts. And we're on minor wear for the tyres. So though that has worked out perfectly. Let's be honest, it has worked out absolutely perfectly there. I think we've done very well, crossing the line in position 2. 47 seconds away from the car behind. 20 odd seconds away from the car in front. It's been a lonely old race, but it's been absolute blast. Wow, a lot of people quit. So Position 6 is still there. Dragon Luke, position... Oh, they haven't passed the line yet. I don't even know what they're going to be in. Yeah. So, a lot of people did quit. Sadly, I thought the map it looked a bit quieter than it was to start with. I mean, there was only 11 of us in the race to begin with. We lost half the pack. Wow. Anyway, thank you all for watching. See you all next time. Goodbye.